Something about desperation. It doesn't scream, it doesn't cry, it just waits. It sits in the corner of your room while you stare at unpaid bills, whispering that you need to take that job, even if the job feels wrong, even if your gut tells you to run the other way. My name is David, and 3 months ago, I took a job as a night security guard at the Harrow Creek Industrial Complex. It's located about 20 miles outside of Seattle, buried deep in the pine forests, where the fog never really lifts. The pay was good, too good honestly. $30 an hour just to sit in a booth and walk the perimeter once every hour? It sounded like the easiest money of my life. A boring job. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted boring. I wanted safe. But I should have asked why the last 3 guards quit in less than a week. My first night started normally enough. I arrived at 10 p.m. The complex was massive. 3 old warehouses made of red brick and rusting steel, surrounded by a chain-link fence topped with razor wire. The supervisor, a man named Mr. Henderson, met me at the gate. He was a heavy-set guy, constantly wiping sweat from his forehead. He didn't look me in the eye, not once. "Here are the keys," he said. "And here is the flashlight. Don't lose it. It gets pitch black out here." "Got it," I said, trying to sound confident. "Anything specific I need to watch out for? Teenagers? Vandals?" Henderson paused. He looked toward the main warehouse, Building A. "No, kids don't come out here. Just keep to the schedule. Walk the perimeter, check the locks." "And David?" "Yeah?" "If you hear noises inside Building B, just ignore them. It's the pipes. Old plumbing settling in the cold. Don't go investigating unless you see a fire. Understood?" "Understood," I nodded. Henderson drove off, his taillights fading into the mist, leaving me alone, completely alone. The first 3 hours were painfully dull. At 1 a.m., it was time for my first patrol. I grabbed the heavy flashlight and stepped out. The air was thick, smelling of wet pine and rusting metal. The silence out there was heavy. It wasn't the peaceful kind of silence. It was the kind of silence that felt like it was holding its breath. I walked the fence line first. Gravel crunched loudly under my boots. Every shadow cast by the flashlight looked like something moving. Then, I reached Building B. It was the largest of the 3 structures. As I walked past the heavy steel loading doors, I stopped. I held my breath. It was faint, but it was there. Scrape, scrape, scrape. It sounded like metal dragging against concrete, rhythmic, slow. "Just the pipes," I whispered to myself, "just the pipes settling in the cold." But pipes don't sound like that. Pipes bang, pipes hiss, they don't scrape. I shined my light at the gap under the door. Nothing but darkness. "Hello?" I called out. "Security? Is anyone in there?" Silence. I shook my head, feeling foolish. I finished my round and went back to the shack. 2 a.m. passed, then 3 a.m. At 3:15 a.m., the phone in the guard shack rang. It was an old landline. I didn't even know it worked. The ringing sound was loud and shrill. I picked up the receiver. "Hello? Harrow Creek Security? David speaking." Static. Just white noise. "Hello, Mr. Henderson?" Through the static, I heard something. A voice. It sounded like a child. "Open." I frowned. "Excuse me? Who is this?" "Don't open the door." The line went dead. My heart was hammering against my ribs. I looked at the caller ID. It was blank. "Wrong number," I muttered. just a prank call. But deep down, I knew kids didn't come out here. At 4 a.m., I had to do the second patrol. I really didn't want to go out there. The fog had thickened. I could barely see 10 feet in front of me. I walked past the gate, past Building A, then Building B again. The massive steel doors were different. I stopped dead in my tracks. When I passed them at 1 a.m., they were shut tight, locked with a heavy padlock. Now, the padlock was lying on the ground, broken, twisted like soft clay. And the door? The door was standing slightly ajar. A cold draft was blowing out from the darkness of the warehouse. It smelled awful, like stagnant water and old blood. I pulled my radio from my belt. "Base, this is David. I have a break-in at Building B. The lock is busted." No response, just static. I knew I shouldn't go in, but the door was open. That was a security breach. I took a deep breath, gripped my flashlight like a club, and pushed the door open. The hinges screamed in the quiet night. "Security!" I shouted. "Come out with your hands up!" The beam of light cut through the dust. The warehouse was cavernous, empty metal shelves stretched into the darkness. I took a step inside, then another. "I'm calling the police," I bluffed. That's when I heard it again. Scrape, scrape, scrape. It wasn't coming from the ground floor. It was coming from above me, from the catwalks. I slowly tilted my flashlight up. The beam hit the rusted metal grating 30 feet above. At first, I didn't see anything, just shadows. Then the light caught something pale. A hand. A human hand, gripping the railing. But the fingers were too long. They had too many joints. And as I watched, frozen in terror, a face slowly peeked over the edge of the railing to look down at me. It was upside down. Its skin was gray. It had no eyes, just dark, hollow sockets. And it was smiling, a wide, impossible smile filled with needle-like teeth. It didn't scream, it just whispered, "David." I didn't think. I turned and ran. I sprinted out of that warehouse. I could hear the sound behind me, faster now, like a spider skittering across the walls. Scrape, 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 scrape. I burst out into the night and locked myself in the guard shack. I shoved a chair under the doorknob. I sat in the corner, gasping for air, watching the window facing Building B. Nothing came out. The door to the warehouse remained open, a black mouth waiting to swallow anything stupid enough to enter. When Mr. Henderson arrived at 7 a.m., he found me waiting by my car. "Rough night?" he asked. He was staring at the open door of Building B. He didn't look surprised. "The lock was broken," I said, my voice shaking. "Something is in there." Henderson sighed. He looked tired. "Yeah, the locks break sometimes. Go home, David. Get some sleep." "I saw something, Henderson. Something on the catwalk." He finally looked at me. His eyes were cold. "You saw shadows, kid. Just shadows. See you tonight at 10. He walked past me toward the warehouse, pulling a new padlock from his pocket. I should have quit right then, but my phone buzzed, a notification from my bank. Overdraft fee, minus $35. I looked at the warehouse. I looked at Henderson, calmly walking toward the darkness. "See you at 10, I whispered, because the scariest part wasn't the monster in the warehouse. The scariest part was that I was going back. And tonight, I think it's waiting for me.